So for this week, we read the Goodwill and the categorical imperative, and my parents and my children. So for the Goodwill and categorical imperative, we learned about like when it's okay to do certain things. So for lying, it's okay if you're protecting someone and there's no harm and good can come out of it. So an example of that would be me telling my future kids that Santa is real or the Tooth Fairy or all that stuff, because it's like it's protecting them. There's no harm in it. They're a child. They're innocent. So there's no need to tell them the truth. Cheating. It's okay to cheat when it doesn't hurt and fun and good can come out of it. So as long as no one's getting hurt out of it or anything like that, then it's okay. And then we learned about stealing. It's okay if you keep it or if you need it and it's a small amount. Another example would be a mother who can't afford to buy baby formula for her kid. Like, it's okay. It's morally okay for them to steal it because they absolutely need it. It's a small amount. It doesn't affect anyone. No one's losing money out of it. To kill would be, when it's okay to kill, would be self-defense or if you're protecting your children and family. So if someone breaks into your house and has a gun, or if they're like trying to kill you, then you can kill them. That's kind of the only time it's really okay to do it. You can't just go around killing people. That would be morally okay if you're protecting. But we also learned about consequences, like stealing and killing. You know, you have to remember the consequences with it. But if it's to protect and you have good intent with it, then it's fine. So then going to that, there's two parts, the Goodwill and the categorical imperative. So with Goodwill, we kind of just learned about will itself, and will is like the powers. So like the power and the self-control to do something or to not do something. If someone wants to cheat on their wife, you know, you can if you want, but you have the willpower to not do it, and you have self-control, your intents and all that. And the second part was categorical imperative, and there's three parts to it. Like when it's okay to do certain things is when A, it's universal, it applies everywhere. B, humans are not means to an end. You can't use someone to get what you want. It's not right. And then C, you are your own moral agent. So me having my own moral agent, I can decide what's right and wrong. So I have my own little agent telling me kind of like what's right and what's wrong. Everyone has their own moral path, I guess, whatever. And like the intent matters more than the consequences. So from that, when we read My Parents and My Children, we also talked about camp morality, universal and means to an end. We started off talking about how the grandparents being naked, if it's right or wrong. I personally didn't see anything wrong with it because it's not like they were just walking around in public. They were with their own family. I personally grew up when I was little. Me and my siblings saw my mother naked after the shower, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm innocent. I don't know what it is. It's just a body. Everyone has their own body. I see when we grew up, she put clothes on. But I understand that part, so I never saw anything wrong with it. But with my parents and my children, I didn't like Marga from the beginning, and you can see also that Charlie was kind of seeing the real her, because when we talked about Charlie pushes Marga towards the patrol car and I follow her. So that's Charlie wants to get rid of her. He's finally seen the real her, doesn't want to deal with her anymore. He's trying to actually push her away. But Javier follows her because Javier still loves her like a dummy. So since Charlie saw the real her. And then we get in and I close my door with the car already moving. This is the police are confused and rushing to judgment. This is also when we talked about the police, and they said kidnapping once and naked people 3 times, I believe. The police were worried on the wrong thing. They were so worried about naked people running around that they didn't even care about if it was an actual kidnapping. They were focused on the wrong thing. And then we talked about how we made naked people something to judge when everyone has their own body. You know, we as people judge and shame others for walking around naked when everyone has their own body. Same thing going back to, it's okay for a man to show their boobs or their man boobs or whatever and their nipples, but a woman cannot show their tiny little nipple because we made it that way. So we kind of talked about that stuff. and innocence. You know, the kids and the grandparents didn't care that they're naked. The grandparents obviously have a little bit of something wrong with them, but they don't care. It's just innocence. There's no sexual meaning to it. There's no pedophile, I guess is what we were talking about. There's nothing about that. They were literally just innocent and enjoying their time. But there's ways that we sexualize it, which is not good. Because one of the parts that we talked about, where is it? Oh, when they're rubbing, the grandma rubs her boobs on the window, and then the little girl sees her and does the exact same thing. There's nothing wrong. Like, it's not trying to sexualize anything. She's just copying her grandma, because little kids always copy adults. So there's kind of talking about how we sexualize everything when it's not necessary. Kids are innocent. So are the grandparents in this. So yeah, kind of just learned about those things. And